Hello, I'm Tara Brabazon. I'm the Dean of Graduate Research at Flinders University, and welcome to Vlog 206, Fast Writing. This vlog is paired with our last session for Libby. Hi Libby. Libby was worried that her writing was slow, and so last vlog was on slow writing, and I showed the benefits and the strengths as much as the challenges with slow writing. So this is its matching friend. I hear so often in this office that students come and sit right there and they say to me, Tara, I just need to write faster. If I could read faster or if I could write faster, then all my problems will be solved. And so the vlog today presents overt strategies to increase the speed of your writing. I will do that. But as with the last vlog, I wanted to present the wider context around it. So there are also profound problems and challenges with fast writing. So I want you to treat fast writing like a tap that you can turn on, but you can also turn off. And look, the literature for this week, remember the literature for last week that I read was actually pretty good. I might disagree with a lot of it, but it was good, interesting scholarship. The reading that I've done for fast writing this week has been absolutely dire. Really pretty pathetic writers making really pathetic points in pathetic books. So they've been talking about speed, but who would want to read their work anyway? So what I've done therefore is I've put some and infused some really important high theory into this to accelerate, to lift what we're doing today intellectually. My goal absolutely is to present some strategies for you. So yes, if you want to write faster, there's going to be a strategy today to help you write faster. But I also want to make sure that you're understanding the context of fast writing and you keep the rigour in place. And look, fast writing exists everywhere in our culture, and that's not always a good thing. Here are two facts. You know I love facts. The average email is read in 24 hours and replied to in 48 hours. The average text message is read within 1 minute and responded to within 5. So as we know through history, particularly the last 20 years or so, email is being used less and less and less for personal correspondence and more for professional or educational roles. And that's great and I think appropriate. But text messaging alongside social networking and the notifications from it are increasingly becoming the punctuation for our personal lives. So that means all of us on a daily basis write at speed a great deal. And I'm particularly interested in the speed of replying to those text messages. I think that's fascinating. So what is it about text messages that mean they are received and they're replied to pretty well immediately? What is going on there? And what do we learn about the contemporary understanding of patience and thoughtfulness and information literacy by the speed of that reply? Now, if you're one of those people that leaves your mobile phone on during the working day and indeed puts it on your desk and take it to meetings and so forth, so it not only interrupts and distracts you, but distracts a whole series of others. If you're one of those people, I'm really talking to you. If you're one of those people that take your phone to the dinner table when people would like to have a nice chat and a conversation and know your mobile phone accompanies your food. If you're one of those people, hello, I'm talking to you. And most importantly, oh yeah, if you're one of those people that walks along the road looking down at your mobile phone, so the rest of us have to treat you like an enormous garbage bin with legs, so we have to walk around you, oh yeah, hell yeah, I am talking to you. Because you have made the decision, the overt decision for displacement. You've made a decision to mortgage and indeed lose your present analog moment for a past and a future that doesn't really exist, a digital chimera. So that means you're very focused on reading frequently pointless and garbled text messages from your mother, your father, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, that person that you really hated at high school. You're reading that stuff. And ask yourself, if those messages had never been written, had never been received, and you never bothered replying, would the world actually change? Because 99% of text messages are completely pointless, and you're wasting time doing that. Good luck with that. So why? Why are we all doing this? Well, receiving and replying to a text message has nothing to do with the importance of that text message. We know most of them are like, what do you fill up for dinner? Do you want pizza? The world doesn't end whether or not you have pizza. So what we're learning is, this is crucial, the caliber or the content of the text message is not important in terms of its capacity to be replied to. So what's in the text message doesn't matter. The content doesn't matter. The speed of its delivery does. So we live in quick times, not times where importance and literacy and relevance matters. Therefore, let's think overtly about speed and about acceleration, because something's happening here. Now, speed is part of globalisation, industrialisation, and indeed modernity. The media, popular culture, academic life is based in and around developing ideas and making those ideas move through space and time. So modernity was a particular characteristic that emerged in the 19th century, and it had particular characteristics. So the rise of capitalism, also socialism, the rise of social justice movements, whether it be the trade union movement, feminism, post-colonialism and so forth, the increasing importance of science and technology, so the second industrial revolution particularly, urbanisation, the development of cities, that's a characteristic of modernity, along with the proliferation of education. So a larger group in every society was literate and numerate. And also we saw the professionalisation of medicine and law through the 19th century in particular. Okay, so all of these characteristics came together to increase the speed at which change takes place. But it also creates an awareness of that change. And yes, you're with me, an awareness of speed. So the fear and the concern of speed has had consequences in the last 200 years, even in the last 20 years. And that leads to stress as an issue, family breakdowns, mental illness, and also the speed of movement of people, of ideas, has blurred the relationship between work and leisure and public and private life. So the archetype of this blurring is, of course, the mobile phone and the computer. So your work that happens in a workplace such as this moves into your family life, into your leisure time. So the 20th century saw the arrival of stress and an awareness of the consequences of speed. So by the end of the 20th century, we had self-help and all these self-help gurus trying to get people to get their life back in order to manage speed. So this, not only the speed, but the awareness of the speed of change, they are different things, increased through the 20th century and became a problem for many. There is an argument from the truly great scholar Paul Virilio, the legendary Paul Virilio, that the speed of an object or an entity changes its essential nature. So he argues that an entity or an object with speed will dominate that which is slower. So the t-shirt maxim from Virilio is, the fast will dominate the slow. But there is another argument that, and this is the thing that just changed my life really, that when we apply speed to something, anything, an object, an entity, when we apply speed to something, it changes its essential nature. So therefore, when we're talking about writing, adding speed to it changes the very nature of writing. Now, Paul Virilio was one of the last surviving fashionable French theorists. Of course, he died last year and he outlived Althusser, everybody outlived Althusser, and Foucault and Baudrillard, and he was never quite as famous as the other French theorists. But as speed became more important through the 2000s, suddenly Virilio became the scholar to help us understand what is speed, why does it matter, and fascinating scholar, very complicated. He was born in 1932 in Paris, so his childhood was dominated by the occupation by the Nazis, and he trained first in stained glass artwork, and he worked in churches. How amazing is this? And he converted to Christianity, which makes him rather distinctive when we're thinking about these French theorists. So he started to develop ideas beyond stained glass, and he started to survey the bunkers that were surviving in France from the Napoleonic era, and he developed an interest in architecture, bunker architecture. Wow. He was heavily influenced by the 1960s, the revolutionary spirit man of the 1960s, and continued to think about buildings and movement and speed. And his key concept was dromology. What a word, dromology. This word describes how speed is a determinant of technological societies. So dromos comes from the Greek word meaning race. And it captured what has been called, how great is this? The science of speed. Wow. So as our society has become faster and more technological, we're all becoming disconnected from life, from reality, from our feelings, from our experiences. And Virilio argues we have become desensitized from our environment. So we don't feel terrorism, we see it on television. It's still horrendous, but it's disconnected from life somewhat, so we don't feel its full force. So this culture of speed means that we see the images, we hear the voices, but we're desensitized, because the imperative is speed, not the content that's carried by that speed. Oh yeah, how great is this? So this is really a powerful argument. Boof, makes your head explode. Love this stuff. And it's pretty important, I think, for just about everything we do in academic life. In fact, I've often referred to academic life at the moment as the accelerated academia, the accelerated university. So I've presented that short introduction to speed for you for a reason, because I want you to think about the harm that can be done by speed and how it alters our understanding of life and importance and relevance. So if you want to write quickly, absolutely, I'm going to show you strategies how to do that. But always remember, as I said, fast writing is a tap. Know when to turn it on, and yes, know when to turn it off, because there are consequences. Okay, tip 1, here we go. Don't start writing until you have an idea, a problem, or a concept that you're going to write about. Okay, this is the biggie. Don't start writing until you know what you're going to write about. I know this seems as obvious as a pimple on a teenager's nose, but one of the reasons none of us write quickly, and people go, oh look, I just can't write, I don't know what to write, it's because you don't know what to write. You haven't got any ideas. So always make sure before you turn the tap on fast writing, you have 5 words, 5 ideas, 5 things that you would like to write. Nice and simple. Here are the ideas. Fast writing, write them up. So don't start to write until you have the content that you're going to write up. Yeah, duh. But this is crucial, because so many students say to me, oh look, I just panic because I don't know what to write. Have you got your notes out? No. So how do you know what to write? Oh. 2, important one. Know that intention and inspiration are not enough. Fast writing requires dedication, stamina, but also courage and, yes, commitment. Intention and inspiration are just not going to cut it. Acknowledge that fast writing is tough and it's exhausting and it's not terribly pleasant. There will always be more pleasant things to do in life than write. So commit to a writing activity knowing that it's going to end. So when you're doing fast writing, it has a beginning, we'll talk about that in a sec, and yes, it has an ending. And make sure you've got those quick notes that you're going to write, which leads to 3, crucial. Fast writing requires a finite period. If you're going to enter a period of fast writing, make it definitive. Know when you're going to start, and yes, know when you are going to stop. 30 minutes works incredibly well. There's a reason why the Right Bunch on Friday mornings has a 30-minute window. We start and we stop because 30 minutes, boom, is the perfect time. But if you're going to go full throttle, it really is like exercising. If you're going to go full pelt, then that's not sustainable, right? If you're going to just go boof and just run really, really fast, you're going to have to stop or faint, right? So fast writing, give yourself that intensity of a 30-minute burst. Go for it. Oh yeah, let's do it. Come on. Set a timer, go for it, then stop. 4, focus. The enemy of fast writing is distraction. One of the reasons that fast writing fails, so if you try this and it just doesn't work, is because you as a student, and I've done it myself and I've had to get myself organised too, you've got 57 tabs up, you know, so like there's Google, you've got 57 tabs up, right, all that's going incredibly well. You've got Facebook notifications, you've got Instagram notifications, weird stuff on Pinterest is coming in the bottom right hand side of your screen going, oh, someone's liked this, have they? Wow, that's exciting. So for 30 minutes for your fast writing, all internet sites closed. A great way to do this, and I do this because I'm a hardware kind of girl, is if you have problems disconnecting from Wi-Fi. It's like you're one of those people, it's like Wi-Fi is just like in you, right? Then you can rely on software. There's some great software that can block all the distractions and block all the websites. But look, I'm a bit of an old-fashioned hardware girl, so I just simply switch the router off. I just go to the power and go, yeah, nah. And so that really fixes it for 30 minutes. So I'm going to write for 30 minutes without distractions. Bang, thanks for playing, bye. Okay, 5. Oh yeah, don't mix research and editing with writing. These are 3 different things. Fast writing is just that. Adjective noun. Fast writing is fast writing. Writing and editing are distinct activities. What often slows students down are, you know, the people that get themselves tortured over a word. It's like, oh, is that the right word? Dude, don't write and edit at the same time. Pathway to madness. So fast writing is writing. That's why it's useful, because it is also a reminder for students, for all of us, that writing and editing are actually different things. So go full throttle and write for me. And don't judge what you're writing while you're writing it. Once the 30 minutes is finished, that's a great time to edit it up. So that's a great pathway. Write, then edit. 6. Oh, and this works too. Now, if you're not a time person, or you do time, but sometimes it doesn't work, right? 30 minutes, yeah, no. This works a treat. Write to a word limit. So the timer strategy is great, but an alternative strategy that works brilliantly is say to yourself, I'm going to write to a particular word length, right? So I'm going to write until I write 500 words, and I go as quickly as I can until I've written 500 words. So you can actually try both. Both these strategies work. Use the timer, use the 500 words. And again, no judgment with those words. Just go, right, I'm going to write 500 words, I'm going to stop. Write until you've done it, stop. 7. Have a routine. So fast writing creates a habit, and a really, really strong one. But you need to sort of create what I call a half an hour of power. How great is that? What am I doing? I'm not writing. I'm doing a half an hour of power. Great. So a routine has to lead yourself into it, right? So you can't just like go, oh, look, I'll just start writing. You've got to have sort of a ritual or a routine into it to start your half an hour of power. And keep it really simple. I do. So wake up, have a cup of coffee and start writing. Wake up, coffee, write. Fast writing is based on a routine. It's based on being organised for a finite period. So it's important that you simplify. Simplify your goals, simplify your organisation. So think, coffee, set timer, write. Boom, thanks. 8. Now this is the other crucial one. Recognise that thinking and writing are different activities. There's not a single way, a singular right way to write. There's not a wrong way to write. The reason, though, that writing is a struggle for so many people is one truth. We think faster than we write. We think faster than we write. So that means ideas are pounding out of our brain, and our fingers just can't keep up, even with the touch, and so you just panic, oh, I've had it. Yeah, no. So that's why actually you're disconnecting thinking from writing. So have a plan going into the 30 minutes. Here are the 5 issues that I'm going to talk about. Here are my notes, series of words, series of sentences, and then write them out, full throttle. So you're not writing your thoughts. You've done your thinking before you come into fast writing. And look, can I say, there is incredible value, and I do this once a week. There's incredible value for sitting on your beanbag with a bloody big bit of paper and a texter, and for 5 minutes writing down ideas and words. I do that once a week, right? So that's my 5 minutes of thinking time, 5 minutes of power. So I'm thinking, oh, isn't that interesting? Bang, 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 bang. Oh, that's connected. Oh, that's great. Do that. That's thinking time. That's not writing time. Separate the thinking time and the writing time. So the foundation for fast writing is that the thinking has already been done. 9. Hope this is helpful for you. Fast writing is a training system. You need to work your way up to it. So I know a lot of this may seem a bit overwhelming for you. You're sitting there now sort of shaking and saying, I just can't write a word. So I understand that. So it's like, how do I get to 30 minutes, half an hour of power if I just can't write a sentence? I get that. So start with 5 minutes of fast writing. This is a writing sprint, and you wouldn't expect your body to run 100 metres in 10 seconds, or indeed 20, or indeed 30, without having done some training. So fast writing is exactly the same. Be kind to yourself. Start your training system with 5 minutes of power. So set a timer, 5 minutes, have a couple of ideas from your notes, and go for it. Then work up to 10 minutes, then 15, then yes, a half an hour, power. But the key is intensity. You've got to be up for it. The moment that you feel that you're lagging, or you're getting distracted, or you're thinking, I'm really going to turn that Wi-Fi router back on, I'm just going to just tuck downstairs, then that's actually a test of your intellectual fitness. So you go, oh right, yeah, look, I'll stop now, and tomorrow I'll go an extra couple of minutes. So if you're new to this, start with 5 minutes today. So you're in writing training. The goal is consistency. 10. Learn to finish. Fast writing presents a lot of gifts. Probably the most important one is learning how to finish. So what we do is we chunk our content. Here's a chunk of content. Here's the start. Here's the finish. And this is great preparation, not only for a PhD and indeed a research career, but actually life. Because there's something very powerful about recognizing that we can control a beginning and we can control an ending. If you're looking for a lovely, relaxed research day, those times are over. You have to control your start and your finish with the time that is available. So fast writing is a great way to start and finish and keep on track with no judgment. The students who have trouble with their PhD have a lot of characteristics, but one of them is they describe to me in this office that the PhD is just going on and on and on and on. No beginning, no ending, just sort of walking through maple syrup. So fast writing is great for those students because it imposes a beginning and an ending, and we gain a micro satisfaction from that beginning and that ending. We gain micro success. So as you can see, there's no magic bullet I can give you about writing. Writing is a slog. Writing is work. But we can make this pretty difficult intellectual task better by streamlining the process into it, creating a beginning and an end, and finishing it. And we are controlling the behaviours that enable success by controlling time. So fast writing certainly produces gifts, productivity, efficiency, absolutely. But it also provides a model of success also outside of our PhD, that we don't have to be frightened by speed. It is a tap that we can turn on and, yes, turn off. I wish you love, light and peace. Tea out.